Hello everybody.
Welcome back to our channel.
And welcome back to another video.
A year ago, we made our first time buyers Q&A. Tips, advice, everything like that.
A year ago.
And now a year on, what are we doing?
Our top tips and advice.
10 things we've learnt since buying a house and our top 5 tips.
Top 5 tips.
What more could you want from us?
Perfect.
So if you are new, don't forget to subscribe because we make a lot of house content these days, don't we?
We love house content.
House decor, being in the house, living in the house,
gaming in the house,
Q&As in the house,
eating in the house.
If you are new and you've just clicked on this video, we will link below all of our moving vlogs, house Q&A, everything from a year ago of when we first moved into this house.
Mad.
Cannot believe, can anybody else believe it's a year on, because we can't.
A whole year.
A whole year.
We
Right, let's just get straight into it then.
Go on then.
So I'll read one, you read one.
Okay then.
Okay, I'll start then. Number 1, things we've learnt since buying a house.
So things we've learnt is first. Okay.
Well, it's kind of a mixture, this one, I'm not gonna lie, we've kind of mixed, and there's actually 11, but for aesthetics purposes there's 10. Number 1, it strengthens your relationship.
Yeah.
Our relationship, 100%. I feel like, has only gotten better in the past year. By like...
Do you think it would have been different if we weren't living together before?
I feel like there'd have maybe been things that like you've noticed about the person, but then there is a lot of things that, is there stuff you didn't recognise about me that I did that you know now from living together, or not?
I don't think so.
No?
Not from you.
I feel like we did know a lot because we did live together before,
Yeah.
but is it just because we're in a better headspace that we're better together anyway, because we're like settled and...
Maybe that'd be a good point.
But I feel like I see you more, but I don't really know how that's possible.
At your mum's house, we had one room.
Yeah, so it's like even when you were doing your own thing, you were like on top of each other. Yeah, not literally.
Number 2, things can go wrong very easily and cost a lot of money. So we had quite a few things, so like off the top of my head I'm trying to think, right?
Right, I've put them all on the list. See if you can get what...
Okay, so we've had a sink leak, we've had a roof leak, our air fryer set on fire, the garden fence fell down, our car window got cracked.
That's not to do with the house, babes.
Oh,
We're doing
sorry.
a house...
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm just trying to think of how unfortunate we've been. Mould in the house.
Yep, got that.
We had a potential gas leak.
Yep.
I don't know.
The light's blowing.
Oh yeah, when you put a nail through.
Technically the light's blowing just from the lights blowing, and then when I went through the wall too. 2 separate things that.
Yeah.
And then the other one I had is the heating transmitter when we had no heating. Did you think in the first year we'd have had to fork out for all the things we've had to fork out for?
Not when we'd moved in. So
I
I
thought
thought we'd have had to pay for stuff before actually moving in. It's like normally, like when you move into a house, I feel like there's things that you need to
if you renovate,
get redone, or like a new boiler, new wires, everything like that you get before you move in.
Yeah.
So everything that's happened, I wouldn't have expected to happen within the first year of moving in the house.
Yeah, and the thing is with these, it's not like everything happened at once or everything's been like recently, so it's like, well, we've had a year to settle in and get our finances in order. No, everything might as well have been one a month. Something went wrong that cost money.
That's what it felt like.
So, right, roof leak. I think we talked, I don't know if we talked much about this, but we had a huge, well, was it huge? It's probably a bit dramatic. It was a roof leak. All the water came through the house into...
Well, through a room. Wasn't through the whole house.
Yeah, but it affected the whole house.
Yeah. So
because we don't know how long it was leaking, it could have been leaking for months before we even moved in, because if you've watched our... buying a house process video, you'll know that it took forever for us to get in this house, longer than it does for most,
and it should have.
Yeah, it could have been leaking that whole time because it was through the whole of winter. So
yeah, because this house was vacant from August, I think it was, until we moved in the March.
Yeah,
so there's nobody living here.
Yeah, and that's something, the roof leak is something that we will still need to fork out money for, because we got the actual roof fixed, but the damage dried it all out and everything so that it's safe, but it kind of ruined the beam, didn't it? So that's something. Sink leak.
We were looking for a cheap way to fix something.
We were, because we didn't have
a lot of money.
A lot of money, that's true. And we thought a sink repair was going to cost like hundreds, which in the end it did. But we just thought somebody cheap would have done the job.
Yeah.
Didn't do the job. And it's hard when you...
It looks so small.
My glasses are reflecting, I think. It's because I'm like chilling over here. It's hard when you don't really know anybody. If you've got no like family or friends that are in the industries that you need, you're kind of just hoping for the best, going off reviews, going off like other people's word kind of thing. So that's what we did. Didn't work out for the best. Ended up causing more issues than when we started. But in the end, we got somebody that we really trusted. Like, he did the job how it should have been done in the first place. And now he's on our, like, if anything else goes wrong plumbing wise, he's our plumber that we'd go to, isn't it? So
it's one of the things you kind of have to do it to know what not to do.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, the sink leak was me under the sink on my own, ringing Nathan at work with buckets all under the sink and all the water flooding out. Because it wasn't just when you were using the sink, it was the washer, which I'd already put on, didn't realise, and the water was coming out, and I couldn't stop the washer because the water was just,
not good.
Mould. The mould mostly came from...
Like, is mould everyone's problem?
Yes, I think a lot of people's problem.
Why is it not talked about more then?
Because I think people are embarrassed. If you've got an older house, which we do have an older house, if you choose... I mean, can you still have mould in a new build? Absolutely, but I've spoken to people that moved into their house the same time as us and they've got mould issues, so...
It's just crazy.
You just got to keep on top of it. Make sure that you've got dehumidifiers, you're keeping the moisture levels down. That's the main thing. You're like closing doors in the bathroom and kitchen when you're cooking, because where's all that moisture going to go? It's going to hit places that's going to cause mould. Fence falling down. Our fence blew down in the storm, but thankfully the neighbours put that back up, so not a problem for us, thankfully. The gas smell. Now, this is a recent one.
We still don't really know if it's a gas smell.
It's not a gas smell, babe. We wouldn't be sat here if
it
it was.
When we drove somewhere the other day and they were doing roadworks...
Because it's the same smell, that's why.
Right.
What ours is the same smell as if you had a gas leak.
Because they were different, that's what I'm saying, so how do we know that it's not?
I was sat one day and I was getting the scent of gas. It was when I was walking from in here into the dining room, I was like, I can smell gas. Panicking, I was sniffing all around, I was sniffing the fire, the telly, God knows why I was smelling the telly, everywhere. Nathan comes in, can't smell it. So I was like,
and you're probably thinking, right, so you smelled gas, so what did you do?
But
Danielle just sat and was like,
yeah, because I wanted to see if you could smell it.
Sniffing sockets.
I wanted to see if
and more gas going up her nose. So normally, in the event of a gas leak, you are meant to get out of your house and call, like, someone.
Yeah.
But we didn't.
No.
We kind of just was like...
Oh my god, I've just thought of something else.
What?
The drain on the drive.
Oh, when all the
drain leakage
went everywhere.
So our drain on our drive is the whole road's drain. No, probably like 4 or 5 houses worth, isn't it?
We've got the one at the side that has 4 houses.
Yeah.
And then the one at the front of the drive is the communal carry on.
So when people are shoving God knows what down the toilets and sinks and drains and it's blocking up, where does it come out? Onto our drive.
Yeah. The
human feces and God knows what onto our drive. And it's things like that where you're like, what am I supposed to do? If you don't know, like, we've Googled a lot of things, let's be honest.
I thought it was just like a generic drain. I put white vinegar down and baking soda and everything down it, thinking it was going to clear.
Northumbria Water came out in the end, and the professionals had to.
But then they came at ours, and then they had to go like 10 houses up the road, and then had to.
So theirs would have overflowed as well. But it's things like that you don't think of, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, gas smell. Then a couple of days later, Nathan started smelling it. Then we were panic central, weren't we? We were ripping things up. I was panicking, has something spilt and it's smelling like that, like on the sofa, on the carpets.
Another thing.
What?
We've got a hole in the wall.
You've got a hole in the wall?
I can see the outside. We've only just noticed that as well.
That's another thing, you don't notice things when you're viewing the house.
There's a hole.
I notice things still now. A year in, I'll walk around and be like, since when was that there? Do you know what I mean? We ripped everything up, scrubbed everything to check what it was. Finally, we figured out in the end the radiators need bleeding. It releases some not sure on the technical terms, it releases something, forms this gassy egg-like smell that can be mistaken for gas, and that's what it is because it's over there, right next to the radiator. And when we have the heating on, it stinks. You'd think that should be a top priority to clean the radiators immediately. Has Nathan done it yet? No, he's not.
I need to Google how to do it.
Oh, and then finally, we shouldn't have spent this long on this point, right?
No.
But the air fryer fight. I just want to state all these because I feel like nobody talks about it.
That honestly made me look at Danielle and think, oh my god, when I leave her on her own, I'm actually petrified.
So basically, we were cooking dinner in the air fryer. It made like
You were cooking dinner.
I was cooking dinner. It like, when I turned it on, I was like, strange. Had it on for not even 30 seconds and it started sparking and a fire started on the air fryer underneath.
So what did you do?
I ran screaming out the kitchen, fire, 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 to Nathan. I said, what did I say?
It's on fire! And I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah, because Nathan's just chilling on the sofa. If you hear the word fire, it's on fire, I said. You wait for your TV. It's on fire.
And at this point it was on fire while it was still 1 plugged in, 2 turned on.
The chips were still cooking.
3 just on the top of
the
what's it called? The work surface. And I was like, well, have you turned it off?
Nathan
No, it's on fire.
Nathan runs in, he was like, you haven't even turned it off. I was like, I don't want to get electrocuted. Like, I don't know what you're meant to do with the fire. So he turned it off, unplugged it, lobbed it in the rain outside.
But now you know what to do, don't you?
Yeah.
And then 10 minutes went by, we sat down eating dinner and all we heard was ding. And it dinged in the...
It dinged in the rain outside in the back I was going to say backyard then.
The backyard.
I'm American.
The backyard.
In the back garden. But it's things like that, like, now we know, and if anybody else wants to know, an electrical fire, you try and turn it off. If you can't turn it off, wet tea towel, damp tea towel over it, you try and turn the mains off. If all else fails, as you're doing all this and the fire is still blazing, you're ringing 999 and saying fire, what's it called? Fire service,
brigade.
Fire brigade.
Fire engine.
I've never rang 999 before.
I need the fire service.
Does it say...
Or something, I don't know.
Does it say what service or does it...
What
do you have to press a number?
Require?
Or do you just say police, ambulance or fire?
I think you say it.
But anyway, so thankfully we're all okay. Yeah.
We're just waiting for the next thing now.
That's the thing, isn't it? Like...
See what happens.
It's just all money and... It is stressful, isn't it? Because at the end of the day, when you own the house, it is all on you. Yeah. Kind of thing, like when things go wrong, it is all your, but it's all part of the fun. All part of the fun. Okay, so point 3. You get excited about the sun being out so you can dry the clothes. Outside.
Them days will be coming soon, won't they?
Now, them days are on the way. My mum said last week she had some clothes outside. I said, I ain't going
Today's a good drying day.
I ain't going near that line until it's been...
Today's a good drying day.
Taken off it. It is actually. That is a good drying day. The sun's out, clear, it's warm-ish for a March day. But my next point, number 4, is the cleaning literally never ends. Your house is never... Well, it is clean. If you spent the full day cleaning every single room, it would be clean. By the night time...
Who's got time to do that?
I don't know who's got time to do that and who's got the energy. I do not know. Yes.
Sorry, just going back to the point of where things gone wrong. Our Hoover's broke.
I've put, firstly you've got to clean the mess you make. So for example, when you're eating your dinner and you've made a mess on the table, you've left glasses, you've left wrappers, you've left whatever, you've got to clean that mess up. When you're cooking in the kitchen and you've got like bits everywhere, you've got to clean that mess up.
Yeah.
Then I've put, you have your daily chores like the laundry, dishes, hoovering.
Laundry?
But it's called laundry tablets.
You don't say we call it washing tablets.
I think I watched too many Americans because I've wrote the word laundry there. It's because our tin says laundry as well. It says laundry powder.
Right, well we don't call it laundry.
But it's not washing when it's washed. Why am I saying taking the washing out the dryer?
Take the clothes out the dryer?
But how am I meant to say clothes is a chore? It's laundry.
Because you're washing
laundry
clothes.
Day.
You're washing clothes and you're taking the clothes, you're hanging the clothes up.
I'm doing laundry though. The whole laundry cycle is wash the clothes, dry the clothes, hang the clothes, put the clothes away. That's all part of the laundry.
Right, everyone knows what we mean.
Dishes. Dishes without a dishwasher is endless.
Horrible, right? But when I'm off work, right, when I'm on holiday,
yeah,
I'll wash up.
Yeah.
Every day I'll wash up.
Yeah.
But when I'm at work, I couldn't think of anything worse.
getting home from a shift and
Truly,
washing up is though.
honestly.
When I finish for the day upstairs and I come down and there's just shit everywhere, like it's the fact that you wash the mountain of pots up and you're like and you turn around and there's another fucking mountain behind you of pans and just no.
Whenever I try and cook, I always have it in the back of my mind, like, don't use so many pots. But it just happens, because there's sometimes where I use one knife and I put that in the sink and I go, I still need that, and I'm like, oh, it's already in the sink. I'll use another knife.
Yeah, it's alright when you're not washing them, isn't it? Okay, and then, so I said we've got the mess you make, the daily chores, and then on top of that you've got the dusting and cleaning of things. So when something's already, like when it's not messy, you've then got the dusting, and the dusting is never ending. The dusting in the bedroom, never ending. You dust it, the next morning, it's covered, thick.
The thing is with that, right, is because we've got a lot of white furniture.
And a lot of carpets,
pieces.
I think.
The dust, you can see it. Like, the dust will always be there, whether it's black, grey, white, or anything like that.
Yeah.
But because it's on white...
And when it's glossy, because on there you
more.
can't see the dust on that wooden...
Yeah.
But on the glossy things, you can see the dust, and I can't stand to look at it, so... Yeah. So the cleaning is just never ending.
You do a brilliant job, though.
Thanks, babe.
Number 5 is remembering the bin collection day. Right. Now this...
To some people might be...
very easy. But to me, as a person with very bad memory issues, do you know what? I'm getting better at remembering the bin.
Yeah.
Because I always take it after work on a Monday.
Yeah.
I always grab the bin.
Yeah.
Never remember when it's bin and recycling collection day.
So I'm sure most of you'll already know this, but your bins get collected every single week on the same day every week, usually the same time actually as well. Your recycling, so we have a big white recycling bag for cardboard and plastics, and then we have a blue box for our tins and glasses. They get collected every 2 weeks.
On the same day.
On the same day as the bin.
Yeah.
How many times have we forgotten the bin and the recycling, or just the bin?
Not that many times.
Well,
the bin, we've only forgot it once.
No, we haven't.
Yes, we have.
No, we haven't.
Yes, we have. Because the thing with the bin is it doesn't get collected till about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So if you forget it the day before, you can take it out on the morning.
Yeah.
However, the recycling gets picked up at like fucking 5:30 a.m. in the morning. Because all you hear on a morning, it's on the morning,
glass tipping, isn't it?
The morning's only when you forget. You only get woken up by the recycling men when you forgot to take your own recycling
This
out.
is us doing an example.
Issue.
Right, be asleep in bed.
Okay.
Do you do the noise of the glasses falling?
I don't know how glasses sound. I don't know how glasses sound. Boom, boom, boom. I don't know how they sound.
I can't think. How do you replicate the noise of glasses and tins being tipped into a truck?
No.
Anyway, we're laid in bed. The noise makes, and I literally go, "Oh, Nathan, the bins." And this is all you get from Nathan.
Yeah, because I think once it's collected, there's no point in me rushing about and going all dizzy and getting the recycling out. When he's halfway down the road, I'm not chasing anyone. I'm not doing that. I'd rather wait another 2 weeks.
Just a bit messy bar.
I would not chase him. I'd rather just leave it for a week and a half.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd just leave it.
You hardly see your neighbours. So I feel like in a dream world, if we're going off like Desperate Housewives, you move in, people bring you like cakes and welcome to the neighbourhood, and we got like
You're very American, aren't you?
I am. I watch too many Americans, I think. I do. We've got ghosts.
Windows open.
There was no windows open.
Yes, there is. I can hear the wind throughout the whole house.
Babe.
Unless that's just the motherfucking holes in our walls.
The ghost. There's no windows open
There's no
anywhere.
ghosts in this house.
There's no windows open.
Yes, there is.
Where?
The bathroom window's
The
open.
bathroom window isn't open unless you've opened it
Oh,
this
do you know what
morning.
window will be open?
What window?
The drying room.
What?
Oh, I know what it'll be. The kitchen windows are open.
Yeah, but there's no windows open upstairs.
No, but the kitchen windows are open.
I don't. You're wrong. We got like 3 cards of our neighbours, which I was like, could have cried. I thought that was so sweet because I haven't got a clue who we are. But You do not see your neighbours.
No, you don't.
Rarely. Once every... I don't know what that neighbour looks like to look at. And next door that way, we do, like, if we're getting in the car and passing, you'll say hiya, and they've took our parcels in a couple of times, which is probably annoying for them.
And all you hear on them is the garage door opening.
They have the washing and stuff in the garage, so that's all you hear. But other than that, rarely see your neighbours, do you?
Nope.
You love this one.
Okay, number 7.
Yeah.
The feeling of when you've been out all day and you're coming home to your own house.
It's just
like,
unbeatable.
I'll never get over the fact that as soon as we come into this road,
yeah,
I always have this sense of like gratefulness and just like happiness that
yeah.
we'll go to our own house.
It's just like even a year on, it's just like we did it. Like,
yeah,
we're here, we're driving home to our own house.
Yeah.
It's just the best.
Crazy.
Number 8, getting into an organised routine from the start. So I've put example loft boxes for specific things labelled, which we've kind of failed at. Like, our Christmas box from the decorations isn't organised. We've got like a mixture of a Halloween and an Easter box. Don't really know how that has happened. And then...
Oh, where is our Easter decorations?
I don't know, babe. Somewhere in the loft. That's what I'm saying. We've lacked that organisation, but we need to get organised with that because it'll make it easier with things. Then I also put a magazine folder for paperwork whenever letters come or important paperwork.
Yeah.
So we have in the boiler cupboard like a little magazine holder, and any letters that come that, you know, them like pieces of paper, that them letters that you probably could throw away, and in the time where it comes to cleaning out, they're probably going to go straight in the bin, but at the time you're like, that could be important in whatever. Or especially at first when you've got all like your house documents, your paperwork, like your insurance policies, everything like that, all in one place. And then throughout the past year, when anything important's come, like whether it's to do with like doctors, anything like that, all goes in that paperwork thing. So if you're ever looking for an important piece of paperwork, you go there because it's going to be in there. Switching things off when you're finished.
I have a real thing about this.
Yeah, switching plugs off, switching anything off when you're finished with it. I just feel like an organised routine from the start.
Don't you think that's one of them things that growing up you were never that bothered about, but when it's come to your own house, you're like, you better have turned it off?
Yeah, when my mum used to say to me like, can you turn the plug off, can you turn the kettle off when you use that? I'd be like, why? Like, it's not even turned, I'm not even using it, it's just like the plug's on, but
oh, then bills rack up.
If it's using a penny of electricity, it's gone off.
Exactly. I failed at this year.
Nathan has failed at this.
But it's to check your like insurance and stuff.
Any policies.
Like life insurance,
home insurance,
everything like that. Always check and shop around and don't let it auto renew.
Yeah.
So this year, I don't even know what my new price is going to be because I can't find the email anywhere. But I think my life insurance...
Unorganised. One of us pays the life insurance, one of us pays the home insurance policy. I mean, obviously, you guys probably know that our money's just together. But with things like that, we just have different things coming out of different people's accounts. So one comes out of mine, one comes out of Nathan's. The one that comes out of mine was obviously renewing because the year's up. It was going to auto renew. I've got it £10 cheaper. £10. Anywhere you can save money, you want to be saving money. Number 10. This one's for you.
Oh, don't even go there. So, right, when you're decorating, I honestly thought decorating and painting and wallpapering was like
easy breezy.
Like wallpapering that wall, painting that wall in one white colour, absolute pipsqueak. Do it with my eyes closed. Do it in an hour.
Yeah. No. Did we spend like
Did we nearly get
days?
divorced? Yes.
We spent days.
Did we have parts of it where we weren't talking to each other? Yeah. Did we not want to spend time with each other? Yeah. Painting isn't as bad.
Yeah, don't get us wrong, we did have also fun with the decorating process, of course we did. Yeah, but there was also parts that seriously...
It was the wallpaper.
So Nathan has a thing with wallpaper and I don't mind it. It's stressful because it's like, once it's on, it's on. If you mess it up, you've messed it up.
No.
But it's so fiddly and like, the paste gets everywhere.
The fact is, our wallpaper is lines. We didn't have to match anything up. Any flowers, any petals, any vines, nothing like that. We have the brown wallpaper in our bedroom, slats. They just fit on each... Horrible.
I can't remember what the technical term is for wallpaper, but some of them you have to match up and some of them are like...
Technical
term. It's called like is it a repeat? Like what's it called when it's some wallpapers have to match up and some don't. Some it doesn't matter where you cut of the roll, it's always going to line up. But some of them you've got to be specific with where you're putting it.
All right, didn't know that.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Who wallpaper it I hated it.
So we've only wallpapered twice. Have we got more wallpapering to come? Yes, we do.
Where?
We're thinking a little wallpaper in the kitchen wall, possibly the upstairs wall. I'm thinking a wall of wallpaper.
Wallpaper.
We're probably going to paint in there instead, to be fair. But we've got things. The baby room might have some wallpaper. There'll be mural in there. Like
no, you can just get your paper
my
yourself.
studio has got wallpaper to go in. Like we've got decor to do, so yeah, just not as easy as you think it's gonna be, but it's so rewarding when you do it yourself, isn't it?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, even if you've struggled to do it and it's not like perfect, you've got like mismatches of paint, or you've got a bit of the wallpaper which is skew whiffed up, which we do in the bedroom, it's still to look at it and think like,
we did that.
Yeah, for this whole house, it's like, we did that. And we get the most compliments on that as well, saying like, can't believe you have done it all yourself and so soon, which for us like is so nice. At the same time, the type of person I am, I'm like, there's just so much more still to do.
Yeah.
Which I can't wait for.
It was one of them things when we moved in, we were like, we want to get it done because we don't want to be them people that are like, okay, we're going to do this room, but then don't get around to doing it. And then it's like a year later, we've still got like every room to do.
Yeah, it's true.
Whereas like at the minute we're in now, the rooms are like...
feels like home.
Yeah.
How we want them.
Like there's still things to be done in each room,
and
but like to live in and to...
We enjoy the space, don't we? Yeah. That's one of the top tips as well, so we'll get to that. Number 11, this is obviously just like a quick thing to say because this is only supposed to be 10. The year goes by so quick.
Flies by.
Cannot believe it's been a year.
We bought the house a year ago.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah, we'd already.
But moved in our first night sleeping here is 5 days away.
That feels like a lifetime ago. Do you remember? Does anybody else remember from that like first moving vlog when we were in the house and we were sat and we were like on the night like, this doesn't feel like our house. Like this feels so strange. So like it was weird, wasn't it? And now I can't remember living at home. Let's move on. Sorry if that was so long, and this video is probably going to be so long, but hopefully it's like, I want it to be informative for people who are buying a house or in the process or already own a house and they're like a few months in or whatever, but I also want it to be entertaining for the people who are just here for the fun of it. Yeah. Our 5 top tips that we've gathered from owning a house for the year. Do you want to start? Or do you want me to start?
You can start.
Okay, number 1, make a list of priorities as you see them so you can budget for them. So for example, obviously we've got like most of the rooms somewhat how we want them, but there's still so much to do in the house and outside of the house as well. Like you don't only have what's inside the walls, you have like your back garden, your front garden, your driveway, etc, etc. So make a list of your priorities. So like top of our priorities for now, I would say we need a lamp for the front room. We need what else is like the kitchen wallpaper. We want to get a bit more in the kitchen going on.
Top of my list is a new bath.
Nathan really, no, but that's bottom. Further down the priority list, Nathan wants a new bath. We've got the garden, which is obviously going to be a real expense. So I feel like putting things at the top of the list that are cheaper and easier to tick off, and then as you work down the list, like the garden. Whew.
That's going to be spent. Like with the garden, like that's going to take a few summers to get it to a place where we're like really happy with it.
Yeah, even with the garden, like if you set the garden as a whole thing and then make a list of priorities. So like this year in the garden we would love a sofa set, obviously money depending, and just some like nice plant pots. I want to get some like fake greenery, kind of like the ones in the house, because you can put them outdoors as well. A lot of them are UV resistant so the colour won't fade, and get them in like some nice pots with some stones and yeah, the jet wash back out again and just things like that, that'll make it feel like when we're sitting in the garden in summer, like nice.
Nice. So build a portfolio, tradesman. So don't do like we said earlier on, find, like there is cheap people out there, right?
Yeah.
But you kind of want to because if you pay for something cheap,
Yeah.
right? Sorry.
It's okay, I'm just gonna put my legs out, hope you don't mind.
If you do it on the cheap, you can sometimes encounter more problems than if you just go for somebody that's really recommended and maybe a little bit more expensive.
Yeah.
But then they don't have to do it once.
Yeah.
So like ours was, got someone cheap, it just didn't work. So
Yeah.
then we had to pay extra to get this new person in. So, and like we said, with that guy who came and fixed the sink, he would now be our go-to guy for any like leakages or anything like that.
Obviously the new bath, he'll be our plumber that
Yeah.
does the bath.
Yeah.
We also have an electrician in our portfolio from messing up. That once you get somebody who's like well recommended by other people, like you know people have used them, and then they come, you get on well with them, tick, great, all fine and dandy, add them to your list of, if anything goes wrong, at least you're not, because when things were going wrong like that, we were panicking, like flicking through people and hoping to get booked in, and it's like, how do you know how much it's going to cost? How do you know if they're going to be like good or not good? And you panic, don't you, thinking like, I need somebody, but I don't know anybody, I don't know who you get. But once you've had, I suppose that's not the good thing, like a positive of things that have gone wrong for us, that we now feel confident that we have people to rely on if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
And there's not much else that can, obviously we know a roofer now if there's any roofing issues. One of the next things we'll have is a flooring guy or girl, probably a guy. Yeah, someone to do our flooring in the front room.
Can't wait to get flooring in here.
Can't wait to get some really nice light and airy flooring, not a grey carpet.
Get rid.
Do one room at a time, and then once you have the basics, you can add to it later as you find the decor pieces. Yeah, because I feel like sometimes it can get overwhelming if you're thinking, like, what the one room has to be completely finished. Like, our rooms, maybe to you guys, might look completely finished, but they're definitely not either. Like,
no.
Like the front room, we've got more that we want to do in here. We've obviously got the flooring, we want to do stuff on the walls, we want to do something behind us. It's not like we obviously need like something up there. Who knows? I don't know what we need up there.
Yeah, there's like still a lot to do.
But it also looks done, and it's things that we can kind of like, as and when we find them, buy. Because I feel like if you buy everything at first, when you see things that you like over the months, oh, we've got no room for that, or we've got nowhere to put that.
And I think you can overwhelm yourself though a little bit if you buy too much all at once. You're just like, oh, what next?
That's true. We are talking for way too long.
And also what I would say on that is focus on one room at a time on the basis of like what room you're going to use the most.
Yeah.
So like our priorities was the bedroom and the front room
and
when
the
we
bathroom.
first moved in. And the bathroom.
The bathroom.
So
was
like
one
they're
of the
the
first.
3 rooms that you're in constantly,
and that need you to feel like the kitchen. You didn't necessarily need that to feel like cozy and homely, because you just, obviously we're getting there with it now, it's feeling more like us. But
it'd be different if we ate, like if it was a kitchen diner.
It's true.
Like if it was an all-in-one and you had to sit in there when you eat your dinner, then that's different.
Yeah.
But we didn't, we just use a kitchen to cook and then eat either on the table or in the front room. Yeah.
So for the kitchen, we just did something really easy, which was the worktops, to make it feel more like something that we would enjoy. We changed
something new.
Yeah, something new. That's it. Something new that feels
something
like
that
you've not
is yours.
moved into somebody else's house.
Yeah.
That is true. Next tip, number 4, only buy things you actually love, not just buy them because you can't find anything better at the time. And I know quite a few of you guys, when we first moved in, said this in the comments, like, don't just buy things for the sake of, because you need it.
To fill the space type thing.
And that's what we've done with the lamp for the front room, because we've not found one yet that we're, like, we need a lamp in this front room.
Danielle was going to buy a monkey one, and I was like, I'm not having jungle run in my front room.
No, there's not like a lamp that we, and because you're spending like 70, 80 pound on a like floor lamp, you don't want to get one that's say like 40 pound, for then in 2 months time you'll be looking at it and like, why did we get that? I hate it. Because then you've got the thing of trying to get rid of it, like you've bought it but you don't like it. That's just a small example of the lamp in here, but I feel like there's a lot of things that we waited.
Yeah.
And I feel like you've got to think about some things, like the chair upstairs in the bedroom. I thought about it, and the wallpaper actually, for a while, just thinking like, do I definitely want that colour? Do I definitely want that style? Like, am I going to look at it every day and love it? Otherwise, you'd get it and be like,
And we
Wish I
bought
got
it because
something
it was a
else.
chair that I wanted.
Yeah.
Our last top tip for
Fifth and final.
having a house and living together is, like, don't feel pressured or stressed out about the fact that your house isn't perfect, because for us personally, this isn't like our forever home.
Yeah, I
So-
always say you never know.
Yeah, it might be. It might end up being, because you don't know what's around the corner.
Yeah.
But like right now in my headspace, this isn't our forever house.
It's
because
our first house.
if it was our forever house, I'd want the garage renovating, I'd want the loft renovating, but they're not like that high on the priority list because
if we're not staying here forever.
yeah.
Because you
So
don't
don't-
put money into something that isn't going to necessarily benefit your
Short term.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
I think so, yeah.
I think so.
But yeah, just don't feel pressured, just enjoy it, take it as it comes. It's your first house, just get the basics
Yeah.
and just add to it. If you want to put things on the high priority, then do it. But
And a lot of things I think people look and think like, how on earth did we do all of this? But because a lot of it we did ourselves, it was the cheaper option. Like, we've got a table that looks like a nice table, but it was £19.
yeah.
We've got wallpaper that looks really nice. It was £10.
Yeah.
We've got like things from charity shops. We've got things that we've built along the way. We've got things that we brought with us. If you can, start buying things as soon as possible.
Like
which
when
we
you start
did.
the process,
Yeah.
right? Not like when you first put the offer in and stuff like that, because you don't know if it's going to be yours.
No.
But what I would say is, like, when your like offer gets accepted, like, don't get too invested and too attached to the house.
Yeah.
Because like in our other videos we've said this isn't our first house that we were on the process for.
Yeah.
So you want to kind of buy like little things here
But
and
even
there.
well before we'd even started like
Yeah.
viewing houses.
What was the first thing we bought?
I don't remember.
You don't remember the first thing we bought?
I think one of the first things was that knife and fork set with the
Was it?
mermaid things on, but then we ended up using them at my mum's. We ended up taking them out of the packaging and using them at my mum's. Hence why we
Did
don't have
we?
them here. Yeah. We have like 3 or
Oh.
4 of them here and the rest are missing.
Well, that was the first thing we bought for supposed to be our house.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So we started like adding things into a bag, didn't we? Of just
Yeah.
like things that we were buying that weren't too expensive, that weren't gonna like affect the weekly budget, adding them in, and then by the end of it, when it comes to you're actually looking or you're ready to go in, you've got like quite a nice
little.
just all like
Array.
bits and bobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, bits and bobs.
Mhm.
The other thing we want to mention is to take pictures. Like, we've got pictures of when we first moved in, and like even a year on, I look at them now and I just think we look like different, like we look like we're in a different headspace. We look like different people. Like, it's nice we've got pictures sat in the kitchen with nothing in the kitchen or in the front room, and there's like none of this here, and we're just sat on the floor like looking at our mood board of how we want the room to look.
Yeah.
And now a year on, that's how the room looks. It's just magical. So take pictures of just like daft little Polaroid style pictures.
Just random, just take like
Yeah.
the video from when we first got the keys.
Yeah.
We came and did that
Yeah.
video of like the house and it was fully empty.
It's so
Looks like
nice
a
to look at
completely
now.
different house.
It does. It
Mad.
does. Like, even when we were decorating them, we've got pictures of us like doing the wallpaper, and it doesn't look like we're in this house.
Yeah.
But it's nice to look back on, isn't it?
Crazy.
So take pictures of the process, document the process, because even if you don't do it for like, you're not somebody who posts on social media or YouTube, you've got it for yourself.
Yeah, it's just nice to look back on.
It is. So we've probably talked way too much at you all. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully it was informative as well. Like, we're not like, what's the word?
Sorry.
We're not like professionals when it comes to this whole house
We're not
buying,
Architectural
house
Digest
owning.
or whatever they're called.
We're just not, are we?
No.
And we never will be. But
No.
we still like to give our advice, because one of the main things that a lot of you like about us, that we're realistic and honest, and I feel like in this video we have been as realistic and honest as we could be, and hopefully it's
Helped.
been nice to watch.
Yeah. Thanks so much for watching.
Subscribe if you did enjoy and you want to see more from us, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye.